title, Apple in 2025. The dark truth they don't want you to know. One will leave you speechless. Intro, did you know Apple once stood on the edge of total collapse? That the tech empire we all know today almost vanished before your first iPhone ever existed. But what if I told you, right now in 2025, Apple is planning something so wild, so advanced, it might just change what it means to be human. This isn't just another tech video. This is the truth about Apple. A story of secrets, comebacks, and untold innovation. Stay with me till the very end, because what I reveal as number one is not a rumor, it's a revolution. And I promise it will shake everything you thought you knew about the world's most powerful company. Mind-blowing Apple facts. You never knew. Quick lightning round before we get to number one. Did you know Apple once sued a small cafe in Germany for using a pear logo? That they have more cash than 90% of governments? That the Beatles record label almost blocked the Apple name entirely? And that iconic Apple logo, it wasn't about forbidden fruit. It was a tribute to Alan Turing, the father of modern computing, who died after biting a cyanide-laced apple. Eerie? Yes. Coincidence? You decide. Number one, the secret that will blow your min. Okay, you've waited. Here it is, the most shocking thing about Apple in 2025. They might soon enter the world of brain-computer interfaces. You heard that right. Apple is reportedly hiring neuroscientists, AI researchers, and neurotech engineers. The goal? Devices you control with your mind. No fingers, no voice, just thought. This isn't fantasy. This is in the works. And if Apple pulls it off, it won't just change tech, it'll change humanity forever. The lawsuits and the loyalty. Of course, it's not all perfect. Apple's under fire in Europe, and the US regulators say the App Store is a monopoly. Developers want lower fees. Some countries even forced Apple to allow side-loading apps outside the App Store, something Jobs swore he'd never do. And then there's the pricing. $3,500 for the Vision Pro, 1,200 iPhones. But here's the thing, people still buy. Why? Because Apple's not just selling tech, they're selling belief. Though what's in that box is more than just metal and code. It's the future, wrapped in aluminum and glass. What's next? Apple's vision for tomorrow. So where's all this going? Apple's future is built on 5 pillars: AI, health, AR/VR, services, and sustainability. They're not just making devices, they're building an ecosystem for life. Imagine this. Your Apple Watch detects a heart condition. Your iPhone connects you to a doctor. Your Vision Pro lets you sit across from them in full 3D, even if they're across the world. That's not science fiction. That's Apple's next 5 years. Secrets from the Spaceship. Apple Park is like Willy Wonka's factory, shaped like a spaceship, locked tight, guarded with secrecy. But every now and then, something leaks. And in 2025, whispers got louder. Rumors say Apple is working on non-invasive blood glucose tracking, a game changer for millions with diabetes. Even more mysterious, Project Titan. The Apple car, it's still real, but now Apple may not build the car itself. They might just build the brain. Imagine self-driving tech so advanced it makes Tesla look like a toy. And the craziest part, Apple isn't even talking about it, not yet. Apple's silent strategy. Here's something most people miss. Apple doesn't rush. They didn't jump on generative AI when it exploded. Instead, they waited, watched, planned. And in 2025, they dropped their answer, Apple Intelligence, designed not to mine your data, but to protect it. While others brag about cloud power, Apple quietly builds AI that lives on your device. No creepy surveillance, just smart tech that feels personal. Apple's not trying to win headlines, they're trying to win trust. Apple's green revolution. You might not hear about this in the headlines, but Apple's turning green fast. In 2025, they announced that all MacBooks now use 100% recycled aluminum. And the iPhone 16 Pro, it's built with fully recycled rare earth metals. Their factories are going solar. Their suppliers are cutting emissions. And by 2030, Apple wants to be 100% carbon neutral. They're not just making tech prettier, they're making the planet cleaner. That's not a marketing move, it's a legacy play. Health tech that could save your life. The Apple Watch isn't just counting your steps anymore, it's monitoring your heart, your blood pressure, even detecting sleep apnea. In 2025, Apple rolled out features that can spot irregular breathing and alert you before anything serious happens. Think about that, a device on your wrist that might save your life one day. That's no longer science fiction. That's what Apple's building quietly, steadily under your nose. And they're not stopping there. The comeback of a lifetime. Steve Jobs didn't return to just fix Apple. He came back to reimagine it. First came the iMac, bright, colorful, and fun. Then the iPod, 1,000 songs in your pocket. It wasn't just a music player, it was a cultural movement. But that was only the warm-up. In 2007, Jobs stepped on stage and unveiled the iPhone. He didn't just introduce a product, he launched a new era, the way we communicate, work, date, shop, live. It all changed because of that one device. That's not evolution, that's disruption. How Apple traps you and you love it. Ever noticed how hard it is to leave Apple once you're in? You buy an iPhone, then you get EarPods. Next comes the Apple Watch, then the MacBook, then iCloud, and suddenly, bam, you're deep in the Apple ecosystem. But here's the twist. You don't feel trapped. You feel connected. Every device talks to the other. You can unlock your Mac with your watch, answer calls on your iPad, and pick up where you left off seamlessly. It's not by accident. Apple designed it this way, and the more you use it, the harder it is to leave. The king gets kicked out. The 80s were bold. Apple launched the Macintosh with a Super Bowl ad that looked like a sci-fi movie. Think It Different wasn't just a slogan, it was a declaration. But behind the scenes, chaos. Steve Jobs clashed with executives. Profits dipped, and then, boom, Jobs was out. Apple without Jobs was like a ship with no compass. Products flopped. The company bled cash. By 1997, Apple was weeks away from bankruptcy. But just when everyone counted them out, they made a phone call to the man they once pushed out. And what happened next? You already know. It changed everything.